you pass your driving test. Fantastic, and you're getting your first car. You've not collected it yet, but you're going to collect it in the next couple of days, or maybe you have collected, it's been delivered to you on the driveway, and it's all exciting, and I'm really excited for you, because this is the exciting times. Now, if you're worried about driving alone, there's going to be a playlist at the top for you, and in the description, if it doesn't appear there, it's going to be in the description. The playlist on Driving Alone series, which is going to be lots of tips in there to help you understand what sort of things might happen. But I'm going to give you some tips now on what sort of things might happen when you first get your first car, which is slightly different than the playlist. Obviously, it's going to be different. The clutch is going to be different, the gas is going to be different, the brakes are going to be different, and that's what you've got to remember. Is what, unless you've suddenly got exactly the same car, which is probably going to be quite rare. So, tip number one is spend a bit of time at the side of the road with the engine on, just playing with the gas, getting used to how sensitive it is. So because you're going to press it, might be quite sensitive where it revs up quite a lot, or it could be you've got to press it harder and get used to that clutch, that biting point, because they can guarantee it's not in the same place, it's in a different place completely. So it's up to you to find that biting point. So don't suddenly get in the car and drive off, because it'll feel different. You might stall. Or if you've been driving a diesel car and you've got yourself a petrol car, so you've been driving diesel and you learn driving lessons because your instructor had a diesel car, and you've gone and got a petrol car because it works out cheaper and the model that you want is a petrol. And you're probably going to find you're going to stall at the same time. So you need to spend a bit of time doing clutch control, reminding yourself, gas biting point. That's the way to pull off in petrol cars. And if you practice stop, start, side road in the first 10-15 minutes of when you're driving, it's going to make a massive difference than rather you going to a busy junction or a busy roundabout and just stalling and losing all your confidence. So remember, spend time in the car. It's quite important. It's going to make a big difference. You might want to just drive off, you see, and that's probably one of the worst things you can do when you get your first car, is spend time getting used to the controls, get used to the handbrake. You might have a manual handbrake. You've been used to electronic handbrake. These are the sort of things you might come across. Getting used to where the indicator is, how sensitive it is. It could be a very sensitive indicator. Getting used to how heavy the steering is compared to what you're used to, or how light it is. And obviously setting yourself up so your head restraint's in the right place, your seat's in the right place, you know where the lights are. So if it starts going dark, because we're coming towards winter now, dark nights come along pretty quickly. So when you're driving along, you're not fumbling where things are. You know exactly where things are. You know where the controls are to open that window, how to demist the car, setting the settings. So spending time in the car at the beginning is so important, rather than just driving off and enjoying the drive. You've got loads of time to enjoy the driving, but spend time in the car, get used to things, understand what they are. So when you turn the car on, there should be no lights on that dashboard apart from the handbrake that's on. So if you've got lights on your dashboard, you need to know what they are. So if there's something on your dashboard, pull out the manual and read what it says about it. It could be a fault on there that you didn't realise that suddenly appeared. Or it could be just your handbrake's on and that's why it's bleeping at you. Something silly like that. But get used to the controls. So spend time, and I can always guarantee if you've got a manual car, it's going to be clutch control is going to be the problem. That's what it usually is. Spend time using the clutch pulling off, gas biting point, and I'll put a link at the top and a description, and also to a video below if you want to watch some stuff on controlling the clutch moving off. Okay, once you've spent the time and you feel like you're ready to drive around, then make it easy on yourself. Don't feel like you've got to drive to go across the town centre to go and meet your mate. All right, do something simple. Go out in a quiet time and drive around the area where you live. Get used to being on your own. It's a bit weird, but get used to being on your own and enjoy yourself at the same time. And if you're worried about being quiet, then what you want to do is put the radio on low and get your music on that you enjoy. Okay, so enjoy the driving, but get used to the car first. Don't go straight on the roads because you're going to have a problem. Good luck, and if you like this video, take care. Safe driving.